All right. Thank you again, Marty, for the opportunity to present. It's good to be back. I am Elizabeth Cho-Fertikh. Unlike most of you who are from finance of sorts, I come as a scientist turned angel investor turned venture capitalist. About 25 years in drug discovery, pharma, regulatory, clinical trials. So I have that background, and I inched over into the investing world. So I learned a few things about finance along the way. So
great. We're going to run a presentation and then we're going to have some Q&A. So why don't we...
Let me scooch over so I can see what I'm presenting to you. Okay. MEDA Ventures, we have physician and scientist founded roots. So there's that bit to keep in mind. All right, next slide. Keep going. Okay, I'm going to start off by just telling you why we're not just another healthcare VC. I'm sure you see so many funds to potentially invest in. We're targeting large markets with unmet needs, with high potential impact. Okay, we want big returns for you and wonderful outcomes for patients. The three areas that we focus on are therapeutics, next generation medical devices, everything's getting miniaturized, right? And digital health. And around all of that, we all have AI embedded in some form or another. So I wanted to remind you of that. We are absolutely going to look at deals that can advance things faster and better. There are three differentiators here on how we're going to layer on top all our deal making and so forth. We have a unique therapeutic trial insurance and credit funding vehicle that applies to therapeutic deals, and I'll go into that in more depth in a second. And we think we have great deal sourcing, got ears on the ground. We come from academic roots and some of the great centers all around the world. We hear of deals before they get spun out, you know, because we're connected and we've got postdoc years and friends who graduated and so forth. So before they even get known. And we have access to early adopting healthcare systems. And that's very critical because it's the medical centers, the big ones that you all know of, your Harvards, your Stanfords, Hopkins, and those in the urban centers, they are more likely to adopt early technology. And there's data around that. And I could give you the percentages. There are peer-reviewed articles. So having access to great deal flow and then being able to shop it around and help our portfolio companies get customers, that's the ticket, right? All right, so next slide, please. This is our performance. I started as an angel group, and little by little, we expanded our portfolio through special purpose entity vehicles. And 23-24 is our fund one. Okay, we did, I think, pretty great. These are gross IRRs. Let me emphasize that. We do have two companies poised for exit already since we even launched. So, and the other companies, they have really been marching along. So I'm really proud of all of them. It's North American VC IRR in orange are from PitchBook. It's been pretty tough, to say the least. It's just the industry. I think healthcare VC has done a little better. We've had 23 investments since 2019, a couple exits, 2 more on the horizon, 0 shutdowns. So very gritty founders. They have found their way. Some have gone sideways, no question about that. I know, but they haven't shut down. They found their way. So proud of them. Okay, next slide, please. All right, I know this is busy, but I'll walk you through it. This is our novel differentiator. I come from the biotech industry, and one of my co-managing partners is also very heavy into therapeutics. We have found the old way to be just tough, and it's high risk. That's why you see the drug prices being so high, right? Because pharma spends billions of dollars, and so few make it. So we have found a way to de-risk it for LPs, as well as provide you an outstanding non-dilutive as possible. The traditional way, biotech comes and they get all diluted funding to cover their trial costs, right? From VC. Sometimes they get grants, but it's a highly diluted position that you're going to have. 20 million, 30 million per trial. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it takes a long time. You got to go syndicate, a year, maybe longer. What we have done is shrunk that process to about 3 to 4 months. A biotech company approaches us and we will give their molecule design to Lloyd's of London, is one of our partners, is a big insurance company. They will take that molecule and give it to an AI company in San Diego whose drug discovery platform has been validated. They threw 10,000 molecules at it to train. They sent their platform to a third party, UC Irvine chemistry department, and they blindly evaluated it. And this hit rate is much higher, I'm sad to say actually, than what human diligence has found. It's like 85% success, which is astronomical for drug discovery. They can predict whether a molecule will be successful or not. So we employ both of that, okay? That's part of Lloyd's underwriting. They're going to look at other things like the protocol. Does it make sense? When the AI company gives a thumbs up, Lloyd says, we'll underwrite the full trial costs. Then we get the lenders to come up. We got Blackstone in the mix and others. They will lend for the trial cost, okay? Just the direct cost, but could be 20 mil. We, the VCs, come and we pay Lloyd's premium on their insurance. You know how you have auto insurance? You got to pay your monthly premium. We cover the premium. Because the AI brings an element of massive de-riskment, because the lenders come in with money that's not dilutive, it's a loan. If it all succeeds, we get the bulk of it in a $20 million trial. All we did was pay for the premium.
Is there another slide?
It's coming, yeah. If the trial fails, this is the best part. Lloyd's of London will pay back the lenders in full. The company lives to see another day, right? They're not bankrupt. They're not on the hook. And we just get a haircut, but that's how the whole model works. Okay, next slide. And this is how, we get our access to superior deal flow. These are select centers, and we have networks all around. And these classically are among some of the early adopting health customers. And we have people in our networks who are on the value add committees. They determine what will get purchased. So this is a pretty wonderful business development potential. Next slide. And our team, lots of experience here over multiple different funds. We've raised 3.6 billion and 64 company exits. Next slide, sorry. There's me, my co-partner, Carolyn Campbell, 25 years private equity. She's got massive fund operations know-how. And Thomas Phillipson, some of you may recognize his face. He is a professor emeritus of economics at University of Chicago. He is on TV often. You may see him on Bloomberg, CNBC, Fox News, so on and so forth. He's a healthcare policy guru. He worked under the first Trump administration as the acting chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, and was the former chief economist at CMS, FDA, and he had a health analytics company that was sold to Blackstone. So he knows his stuff on policy. And he's a business guy too. He's very successful. That's our managing partner. Next slide. Wonderful partners too. I love him. Bob Hui calls himself the Brad Pitt, but just darker, he says. He does Freakonomics Radio. I don't know if you've heard of that. So next slide. I don't have time. I know I could see your eyes looking at me. Next slide. Next slide. This is it. We're raising 200 million. We've got about 58 million hearts circled, and it's a pretty classic structure, 2 and 20, about $1 to $7 million per check size, 50% reserve. Next slide. And we are going to invest across the board up to Series B with 50% reserve follow-ons. Next slide. And I just want to point out 2 case studies. This is Fund 1. We invested 18 months ago, and this is how they're marching along, and they are in due diligence now for M&A. Next slide. And this is the last slide, I promise. Okay, this is medical device to show you can do therapeutics and device. We invested 1 year ago in March. They just got an option to merge agreement with a publicly traded company. If realized in Q3, that it becomes net IRR, yeah, will be 180% and a net of maybe 5.75. Got to subtract out the fees and so forth, but that's how we roll, for example.
All right, it's rolling.
I know. How
Back.
are we doing time-wise? That's what I was.
We got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
So we're gonna get some questions.
Thank you.
So there, need to move closer so you can be in the camera. Perfect. Are we good? Good. Great. So we talked about the secure debt vehicle. Have you had any biotech companies express interest in it?
Yes, we started marketing just to see what the interest was like. We've had 75 companies approach us, and virtually all of them want this funding because they know what a drag and a slog it is. It's tough. And they love the fact that if it doesn't work, they're off the hook. So there's a market for it.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. Looks like Fund 1 has done pretty well with the 2 companies. When did you launch Fund 1?
We launched that in 2023. Yeah, just.
So it's recent. So fantastic. Great. And how did you source these 2 deals that you got exited? And the third one that's going to exit?
Yeah. So once again, these are really coming from our own networks, personal networks. We know what's coming out of these fine labs at some of the great health centers and labs throughout the country. And it really is just clawing and digging because you can see many a deal from that are syndicated, but just having your ears on the ground, that's what we have academic roots and we're very proud of it and we leverage it.
Fantastic. I have time for one question. Anybody in the audience have a question? Yes. Alan Paprikoff.
Because I gave up biotech investing years ago
Oh, wonderful.
because it costs too much money, takes too long. And I've been through every phase 1, 2, and 3. And even after they finish phase 3 and they go in the market, there's competition. Your concept sounds almost too good to be true. And I'm sure you're telling the truth. But to get BlackRock to finance it, to get Lloyd's to reinsure it in effect, and end up with just carrying the premiums on an insurance policy. I mean, you must be giving away, which I'm not offended by, 70, 80, 90% of the success in order to get these things. They just don't lend 20 million on a trial. The risks are too high. Lloyd's doesn't insure it unless there's a big potential return for them. So I'm just curious, how much do you give away of the upside return on a biotech deal?
You mean the company or the LP position? Yeah, I mean, if a round is 20 mil and we go, let me do a nice figure, even figure 5, that's all of us. For 5 million, we get that whole round. It would have been 25 million, right? But the loan is paid back. Especially, let's say there's a phase 2 trial and it's 20 million. We pay Lloyd's 5 million for coverage, right? The lenders will get their money back because the company, let's say, succeeds, they exit. They could easily pay back. And that whole round of 25, we get.
So we don't do lightning round answers here. So we're going to have one more question. Was there another question in the back to Charlene, Marcia?
So given all of the changes that we're seeing or potentially seeing in the NIH, how is that going to affect your
NIH changes.
your deal flow?
Thoughts?
I think they'll come even more to us because they need VCs, family offices. They need dilutive. Everyone's hair is on fire.
Fantastic. So you answered that shortly. We can get that last question in. Last question?
Yeah.
No.
On those
No, right there.
on the 2 deals you just showed, were they based on the model? With the
No,
bu-
no, this model is brand new.
Okay.
That was that was medical device is not as subjected to the,
Right.
the body, the whims of it, like drugs. The cancer vaccine, absolutely. But we looked at the data that was traditional hardcore looking at data and looking at the efficacy, and we went for it.
Fantastic.
On
And-
on the funds you showed, that you're raising, is there any, ability for the, GP, for the manager to invest outside that framework with?
Absolutely. Yes, wherever we can. That thing is designed for small molecules because that's what the AI strength is. We're not there with biologics, but we will absolutely look at biologics. We cannot not.
Fantastic. Great. Great job. Thank you so much.